That is so fucking loud. That is so fucking loud. Oh my god, I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? We're already having technical issues. Hello? Hello? Is this... Jesus Christ. Hello? No, that's not better. Hello? Oh, I fixed it. Do you see this picture right here? I took this picture in Salem, and I think this is the same location that, oh well, now it's gone. They filmed, what is that fucking movie with the three witches? Sorry, I have gummy worms. I hope that's okay. We're going to be drawing tonight, by the way. And then right after drawing, I'm going to try to play something. I'm not entirely sure what. It's either going to be Garage Bad Dream Adventure or Scratches. Hocus Pocus, that was the name. Also, I'm sorry, I'm just like wearing pajamas today. It's just how it's gonna be this stream. I'm going to bed like right after this. This stream has become like a really good way for me to like decompress and like not worry about the other things in the world. Anyway, painting. This is going to be a quiet stream. I say this every time. I also say that every time. But this is going to be just me painting. I don't know if I'm going to give like a lot of commentary. So if you like a very quiet stream, uh, this might be good. It's really hard for me to tell if these are good, but you know, I enjoy making them, so I guess that's what's important. I had my pen here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have to decide what I want to be working on tonight. I do think I want to use some kind of a photo reference. Okay. What photos do I have here? I want to get something weird. Like, I don't want, like, an elegant photo, and everything that I'm going to pull up here as like, references, or just photos that I like, all of them I've taken myself. I just have to find a good one. Here's a cool one. I don't know if this is what I'll be painting, but I do like the color scheme. Typically, I like to color swatch these for color palettes. You can get really, really good color palettes from photos. Let's see what else I have. I like this, but it's like too pretty. I'm trying to look for a background that's like a bit more disconcerting to look at, or at least has like something we can frame a subject matter in, because I want to paint like a guy. I want to paint like a spooky little man in that painting, or in this painting. Ooh, okay, so here, right here. Oh, it's spinned around. I don't know why it's like that. Hang on. So this is a reference photo. This is a really good example to show what I'm trying to do here. This is a reference photo. And art. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. So this is the painting I did. And this was the photo reference. I turned the color scheme of the house that was in the background here into a sky, because I liked the color, but it was like, I didn't feel like desolate enough. Very nice, thank you. There is a little bit of tracing I do in these. Sometimes I just fully do a paint over. Sometimes I just trace the geometry. And sometimes I just come up with my own building, like my own landscape myself. I find that, like, if I can get the sweet spot is tracing the perspective lines of all the buildings, so I can get it like, it looks like it's an actual solid object. and then doing all like the coloring myself, because that gives it like a nice like glow to it that is really difficult to get otherwise. Hang on. I have a couple examples of backgrounds I just painted from like nothing, and then hang on, let me get some examples of just backgrounds I painted, like paint overs. Okay, this is gonna take a second. I'm not done pulling up examples yet. The vines almost look like hair. They were originally, I just drew the vines in there, and then I drew the woman, and then I noticed the hair comparison afterwards. And it looked like really weird, and I liked that a lot. Art. Okay. Is this everything I want to show? Okay, hang on. Two more things. I'm sorry, I like my organizational skills with these files is rancid. Okay. I think these are good examples. Okay. This is a lot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through images that I've done paintovers of, like physical like images that I traced. I color swatched them. I I basically painted the whole background, but I used the photo underneath as a tracing tool. Now whenever I do this, I take the pictures myself because I never want to be tracing another person's work. But I also find that tracing photos like this has helped me learn how to create backgrounds like out of thin air, because when I'm tracing it, I'm learning like how the colors mesh together, how the lines work, how the perspective works, and all that stuff. So this painting right here is a paint over. I could probably like, I should be like grabbing the photos of these. I don't want to go through. I should have prepared for this before stream, but this is a photo. It's probably showed up on stream before on that beginning slideshow that I have, but this is a staircase that I thought was like really creepy because I saw how the shadow hit the wall, and I had to trace it. I had to like capture this. The wall originally had like a floral pattern, but I kind of like color swatched the color scheme and like painted over it a little bit. This one is also a photo of a library. Let's see here. That one was a paint over. This one was, I think, my first paint over. This one was like, actually no, I think this was like the second or third time that I tried to do a paint over that was as detailed as possible. You could tell that it's detailed. I think like when you look at this, you can really see the photo underneath this. There is no, I don't use any of the pixels from the photo. I physically, oh my god, this is so loud. It's ear piercing. You can see the photo underneath this, but I use none of the pixels. All of this is paint strokes. Like if you get up close here, you can see that every single one of these strokes is accounted for. It was tedious, but I get this cool painting out of it. Now, after I did this a few times, here's another example of that. I started adding things into the painting to try to get it to like match with the environment around it. The last one you saw that I had like a guy in there. This one is like a door that led into like a sky. The color scheme of the sky is actually from a different photo that I color swatched, but I painted the clouds myself. Although I mean they're just like I don't know if there's much going on there, but I also wanted to, with this one specifically, practice like light coming through like this. Wow, that one is very impressive. Thank you. I traced it. But anyway, this one right here, this one I painted out of my own ass. I just drew this. I drew the perspective lines myself. I drew the doors. There were no photo references. The lighting in this is completely made up. It probably doesn't visually make a lot of sense when you look at the lighting, but I did want to create this sort of like dim atmosphere. Like you're in a corner of an apartment building that's like just really dark because the window light doesn't really reach it that well. This was a lot of fun to paint here. Same with this. You can notice that these ones that don't have photo references are a little more like cartoony. They have like a bit more of a kind of a quality to them. I don't know what to describe it as. It's like cartoony is not the correct word. It's kind of like a glow or like a weirdness about them that like you can definitely tell that there's no photo behind this. This is like another example of that. This one is also another example of that. Like, see, after I traced a bunch of photos, I really started to like learn how all of the lighting and stuff worked. I think this one specifically was me practicing just like different kinds of light and shadow I can have going across walls here. This one is also completely made up, although the color scheme did come from a photo. Like everything in this photo was color swatched, but like the ocean, the sky, all of that is something I painted myself. Like these waves, I had to look at a lot of pictures of waves, but these aren't from any particular photo at all. This one is a photo, but I did add this scary little guy in here. This photo actually likes it, well, not photo, this, I guess it is a photo. Sorry, roommates. This guy scares me. Anyway, here's one I painted myself, like with no photo references. In this one, I feel like I'm getting a really, really good hang of like light and how it like travels, and like specifically right here was really, really interesting to draw because like it captures a very specific kind of lighting, and I don't know how I did it. It's just like that. No, that one back there. What was I talking about before this? Oh yeah, okay, so we're gonna be doing one of these tonight. I'm going to be tracing the perspective of photo, probably color swatching it from it too. And then we're gonna add like a scary little guy in it. I don't know what that scary little guy is gonna be, but I'm going through my pictures right now. Love little scary guys. Yeah, me too. Like, see, this photo's like good. I like this photo. This was like something I took at like Nahant Beach, like right after a really big like flood that happened. Sky was beautiful, and this one's spooky, but it doesn't really have a. I can't really see a good way to put a subject matter in this. They could possibly make something like giant, like right here. Something coming out of the water like this. Although this fucking fence would be a nightmare to draw. Oh, I could just like do something. Something could be hanging on top of the pole. Maybe on the wire? Then it would just look like a guy like hanging there. Okay, let me try to get examples of something I'm trying to capture. I'm trying to capture this sort of like goosebumps feeling when you look at these photos, like the photos looking back at you. Hang on, I think there are a few examples where I did actually achieve this. Right here. I have this photo again, and we have this one. And then we have this one. And there's like this like sort of tense feeling I get in my chest when I look at these things. Let me hang on. I have some examples where I tried to do this and I don't think I achieved it. Here. These are only two examples. There's this one. Oh, well, that kind of has it. I think it's just missing, like, maybe it's just missing eyes. You don't like the eye that they're giving them? It really is the eyes, I think. It's like some kind of like eye to pupil ratio. It's like, because there's a thin layer of white, it just makes them look like they're just, you know? And I also think it has something to do with the atmosphere around it. I think this is a really over-exaggerated version of what I'm trying to do. but like you have this beautiful, beautiful sky, and then you have just like a window that is existing in a place that a window shouldn't exist, with like the most horrible thing you've ever seen looking back at you through that window. It's like this horrible thing that is interrupting this very, very, you know, otherwise beautiful scene. And I think because of that contrast, it makes the look work. So like it needs to exist in some kind of context. There's just like too much space here. It's too wide open. Hang on, let me try to find another photo here. Ooh. Oh my god, why is it like that? This one's better? No. There we go. We could totally have a guy in this window. Yeah, definitely give this feeling of Malice. I want it to be like similar to Malice, but a Malice would be like too simple. That's a perfect guy window. It is a perfect little guy window. I just need to figure out how much of this I want to like keep. Hang on, do I have any other photos like this? Oh, here's the photo reference I used for that meat looking thing looking out this window. Here's another guy window. We could totally draw something in there. Although this sky is like really gorgeous. There's this one I took. Why are they all like this? Oh, here's the photo I used for that pink window painting. I did like crop it to so it was only like right here. This one was like perfect because it was like. By the way, this wall isn't pink. This wall is actually very, very yellow, and it's like. It's like this color yellow. The only reason it's pink is because the sun was setting, and it was like shining on this window. The reflection in the water is really pretty. Wait, which one? Oh, this one. Yeah, this was I think this was in Wenham. There was this like boardwalk trail that you could walk through a swamp, and it's very very peaceful when you do it during the day, but it is a little spooky at night. Oh, here's some photos I took out in a snowstorm. These are fun. Kind of like these. I could totally put a little guy in this. Oh, but this would be a nightmare to fucking paint, though. All these leaves. Here's something. I like this a lot. This one is also good. I would want to like crop right. But there's like. Oh, here's a photo reference to that door that I painted. With like the window. Or it wasn't a window, it was like a door that led to like an open sky. Okay, now I'm just like showing off these photos, but here's a nice one. I really liked the color scheme in this one. I didn't expect that building to be a fried dough stand. Yeah. This was in Salem. They were preparing for like October festivities. I'm sorry for crinkling. I'll move the bag over here. I came riding through here like the night before the crowds came into Salem, and it was really eerie because it was all this like Halloween and this song scared me. It was like all of this Halloween and carnival equipment that was set up at night that nobody was around, and this orange light that you're seeing is a bunch of like lights that were on. I wonder if I have any more photos of this. Well, here's a spooky one I took of a street on like a really foggy day. Again, though, there's like too much space, and it's really the photo itself. I think is like creepy, and I could probably think of something to add to this. Well. Hear me out. I draw a lot of paintings that are just like a head floating in the sky. That's like scary, right? That's a little creepy. That would, you know, probably scare like a 10-year-old. Okay. Almost looks like it could be an 80s slasher poster. Yeah! If it was an 80s slasher poster, there would be like a character in the front here. Oh my god, that guy's like bigger than a car. Your person would be like this big. Okay, this is like contender number 1. We've already done this one. We can't do this photo again. This one, I'm just not feeling this one. I like the atmosphere. I like that this is like almost completely gray. But I just don't know how to make this look less empty. Or, well, I'm just afraid of the... Oh, well, hang on. What if we... For faces that affect where features are inverted always creeped me out. Oh yeah. I remember those. I would want to do like this. Like close up on these like few windows here. Right there. That gives a lot of atmosphere. And it's also really simple to paint. Although the bricks might be a nightmare. I might just end up doing like some kind of like texture instead of like actual bricks like this, because this would be fucked up to paint. This would be fucking awful. I'm thinking if I were to paint this, I would... First off, I should not be using black. I should be color swatching from the image. You really want to be color swatching from these images when you're painting on them, because whatever you're painting, you want it to match the rest of the you know, the rest of the lighting. That's much easier to do. Cause like if I just went in here with like this blue, this would this wouldn't like look good. This doesn't like fit it at all. So the darkest color I'm color swatching from, I guess, like right in here. How do we make this like scary? Hello, Hyde. I've been wanting to draw some kind of trypophobic nightmare. I don't know if this is the place for that though. That's a little better. Trypophobic. Something with a lot of holes. I think we should do that reverse effect. So if I turn this around, right? I draw this like a normal mouth. Let's say it's like smiling, just so it's easier. I'm just gonna draw the most realistic mouth I possibly can. Have you seen World of Horror? I have World of Horror. I haven't played it on stream before. And then we're gonna draw... I'm gonna draw the eyes like droopy. So when you turn it upside down, it looks like they're the opposite of droopy. That logic makes sense. I'm already breaking my own rule about color swatching the photo. Okay. Let's see if this works. This looks a bit cartoony. He just looks mad. He just looks like a cat. He looks like an angry cat. Are you doing what Trevor Henderson does? What, drawing a guy in a photo? I love Trevor Henderson, but I hope he hasn't cornered the market on drawing a guy in a photo. And besides, I paint these. I paint this. Every single thing here is a paint stroke. He tries to make like photos look as real as humanly possible, which he's able to like paint really bad lighting really, really well. And I don't know how to do that at all. This is so far my favorite. This one's a little dumb. I don't like this one. All of his works are painted. I don't know the exact mediums he uses, but I mean he does a variety of stuff. I think right now he's been doing I'd have to check his Twitter, but he paints most of his stuff. I thought they were photos with this stuff painted in the dark. No, that's what they are. What I'm saying is like he's able to paint he's able to match the bad lighting of the photo really, really well. And he's also able to make it look integrated into the photo, which is something that I just don't know how to do. And my solution to that is to paint the whole painting so it looks cohesive. Because I don't know how to make it look like authentically in the photo. I just wanted to tell you that you've been a huge inspiration for me for years. Right now I'm inking a piece that is inspired by you. It's a wasp. It's a wasp head wearing a Victorian dress. Thank you. I'm glad that I can inspire people to paint things. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm really good at giving the illusion that I do, but I don't. We haven't even started, like, painting the photo yet. Wasp in a Victorian dress is cool. I like these snow photos, but I don't... Eh. Eh. Mm. No. This one. I'm thinking about this one. This one I already did. I think this is my favorite. What about that old house you walked by when you lost your phone on the train 2 years ago? I do remember losing my phone on the train. You might be referencing a story that I told in the past. I don't remember telling the story. The prospect of painting a photo right now. I think you prompted viewers to draw something with the house, but no one did. You made an attempt and never finished. Oh. I don't... So, I've talked about this on stream before. I'm very bad at remembering things. Like more than usual. I'm sure there's a lot of like things I've done in the past that like most people can remember crystal clear. I have DID. Remembering things is difficult. I'm having second thoughts about painting an environment. Because I'm looking at the prospect of... I just don't know what to... Hang on. I think this is the photo. This is the photo I'm going to use. That's perfect. That's perfect. Should I lean more over here? I think that's good. Okay, I need to know what I'm gonna put in here. I like the light coming out of this window because it gives contrast to everything else. The perspective into that room from those windows is cool. It is. I agree. This is just like someone's house. Please do not like take pictures of people's houses at night. This was stupid of me to do. Of course I'm not like going to be breaking into these people's houses, but it looks bad. Okay. What's gonna be in the window? It has to be like the most fucked shit you've ever seen. I would love to see a photo inspired / realistic painting with Gentle in it. Draw Trevor Henderson, just Trevor Henderson, like just put him in there. I draw Gentle all the time. But that doesn't fulfill the criteria of the most fucked thing. Just do it. Gentle's like too cute to like put anywhere scary. She's like my favorite thing to draw right now. Hang on. We haven't even begun like painting. I've just been like discussing this stuff for an hour. Draw Trevor Henderson tongue kissing a siren head? No. Do I want do I want him to be standing up or do I want him right there? Make him hunched and use the window bars as a sensor. No. I think I know what I'm gonna draw. Okay. So I have this character who is Gentle's mother. And throughout the story of Changeling, she's slowly turning into a hive of insects. I have an example right here. This is her. This is she. I kind of want to draw a more realistic depiction of her. And I kind of want to put it in this window. But I also don't feel like there's enough room for me to really like flesh out the details of her face here. Hang on, I'm gonna go close my window because it's getting very cold in my room. You also have bugs in your brain. I also need to get water. Okay. I think I'm gonna hold off on drawing a background today because I think I just want to draw like a realistic painting of Gentle's mother because I keep thinking about making a scary face. And I gotta make a scary face. I was just talking about putting it in context, but I can figure that out later. Just 5 seconds. I'm just getting water. Hello. Also should probably turn on my space heater. Okay. Hello. This is a very weird stream. I feel like this is incredibly disorganized, but that's okay. Go. Okay, so before I continue, I am going to draw just like a very realistic drawing of Gentle's mother. But before I do, I want to read. I'm gonna read out loud. I'm very bad at this. I'm sorry. But I'm going to read the segment I wrote to give like a good introduction to this character. I gotta make sure I put on the right music so it isn't silly. Where is this? A wasp's nest. Okay. Let me just like... Let me set the mood. Royalty-free rain sounds. Rain sound effect free. Royalty-free sound effects. Sound effects rain. That's the title. I think it's a good title. Too crispy. It sounds like bacon. Rain sounds, no copyright. It's only 4 minutes long. Okay. Okay, I could work with this. You ready? Damn, I should have copyrighted raid. Well, like, there's some, I don't know. People are weird. I've been copyright striked for using rain sounds in the past. Anyway. 8 years ago. That's arbitrary because I gave no prior, prior time to when this take place, so disregard that. Gentle's mother was very sick. This was obvious to most people who interacted with her. It could be felt in the cadence of her voice as well as the body language she wielded to manipulate people around her. Her daughter was especially susceptible to this gaslighting and took a majority of the abuse. She was the only one who could truly understand the depth to which this sickness had inflicted her mother. The other people she interacted with could notice a twitch in her face, or maybe a strange buzzing sound that rattled in the back of her vocal cords, but only Gentle, as far as she could tell, could see the nest of insects that was embedded in. It was a subtle change at first. Her jittery movements became startling and strangely articulate over the years. She would constantly consume candy and sugary treats, which soon became the only thing that she would eat. It eventually led her to consume unflavored packages of sugar, the wrappers of which were left in piles around the house. The highest concentration was in her bathroom, where she stayed isolated for long periods of time. Bedroom, not the bathroom. She stayed in her bedroom. I can't even read my own story correctly. Anyway. The other changes, the only ones that Gentle could notice, were insects. She could see them crawling around her mouth, or crawling around the inside of her mouth and around the surface of her eyes. She would find them flying around the house and getting into the food. The infestation grew with intensity, matching the decline of her mother's mental state. Nobody believed Gentle when she talked about these things. On long summer nights, when the air was humid, Gentle could hear a wild and angry buzzing that rattled behind her mother's door. She never opened it when this occurred, fearing the angry swarm would eat her alive. She would stuff towels underneath the doorframe to prevent them crawling through to the other side, but one or two would escape occasionally, leaving her with little red bite marks that she would wake up with. The din of buzzing gave her horrible dreams, They consisted of running around her house at night in a panic, trying to lock all the doors and windows. There was a sense of doom that racked her body, like some kind of natural disaster was approaching, and she needed to seal everything up before she was eaten alive. Anyway, that's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to read. And that's what I'm going to paint. Cool, scary, bad. I think it's all of these things. I was going to continue that story. I mean, I'm going to continue that story regardless, but I was going to continue that story into a segment where, for plot-related reasons, Gentle runs off into the middle of the woods to basically hide from her mother. And she ends up just living in this abandoned shack that is just located somewhere in the middle of the woods. And I have not written this part down yet, but there is I want her to be there's going to be some kind of long period of time where she's going to be trapped inside this shack in the middle of the woods, and her mother at this point is going to be like a swarm of locusts that is like coming over the horizon and completely surrounding the cabin, swarming outside. And I don't know where this is going to lead, but I want her to be I mean, I want to write about her being trapped in that cabin for a stupid amount of time because she can't leave, because she would get eaten alive by all these insects if she left. But anyway, I was going to paint a background. I don't think I'm going to paint a background this time. I tried looking through these photos. I'm not really feeling any of these photos. But I will be painting a portrait. Oh, the music. That's important. Maybe I'll do more story readings in stream. So I do like writing these things. I just don't have like a proper platform like I do with, you know, my artwork to like post these. You could use an AI that uses the narrator from an old Disney movie to set the mood. I don't want to use AI. Some kind of text to speech while you focus on painting. What I would do, like if I was gonna like read something and paint something, I would like do some kind of professional reading of the story over a speed paint of something. And I would probably do the reading myself or get somebody else to do it, because like I kind of stumble over my own words a lot. Streams where I have to read a lot of text is a nightmare because I'm slow and it's embarrassing. And I read all the time too. Like I'm a really fast reader. Just like saying the words out loud, like I don't know. It's just like a completely different task to me. Okay, so Gentle's mother is like the worst person ever. She's verbally and physically abusive to her daughter. I haven't decided whether that's because of the insects or not. I kind of wanted the insects to be kind of a representation of the abuse. And the fact that only Gentle can see it is the fact that only Gentle can see this abuse and nobody else believes her. Hang on, first I gotta draw like a skull. If I want really good anatomy, I need to draw anatomy. I think I will do a reading of Changeling. The whole story of this is like real special to my heart. It's just really fun to be making like these fantasy worlds. My dad was a writer. I think a lot of that rubbed off on me. Not his talent, because he was a journalist actually. He wasn't a fiction writer. But his love for writing rubbed off on me, I think. And I think he's the reason why I read so much now. Oh, and he's also dead. Which is unfortunate. But, you know, R.I.P. Dad. Love you. Okay, hang on. There is a physical description of what she looks like. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this after I draw her face a little bit, just so we have like a thing to look at while I'm reading it to you guys. I don't know if we're gonna get to point and click adventure games tonight. I haven't been able to the last like 4 or 5 streams, and I'm really sorry. I guess I just get too excited about painting. I end up spending the whole time playing this. I say playing this, but painting this. It needs to be smaller. This eye needs to be closed. Just sort of playing around with textures until I find something that I really like. Also, constantly modifying everything else around it. Oh, that's good shit right there. Okay. We're gonna read the other part. Okay. So, this section that I'm about to read has dialogue. It has dialogue for Gentle as a child, and it has dialogue for her mother, and it has dialogue for a third person that you'll see in there. I'm not good at acting. I'm not an actor. I am a writer. So this is not going to be a good reading of this dialogue. So I'm apologizing ahead of time. Okay. Hang on. I'm just pulling the document up here. What a pretty lady. She probably was at one point. Anyway. So this is from a chapter called Shape. This is supposed to introduce a different character other than her mother. Her mother is sort of the side thing to this. Shape is actually the thing I've been animating. I think I talked about it on a previous stream, but what I'll be reading is the first part, or the part right before the animation. So, again, arbitrary time segment, 10 years in the past. Nothing else to reference it to. So, Gentle could talk to dead people. At least that's how her mother advertised it. She had childhood memories of talking to strangers who would come into her home and sit at the kitchen table next to cheap plastic candles that her mother had purchased. They would ask lots of questions about deceased loved ones as her mother sat in a dark corner of the room. She had been using Gentle's condition to get money out of grieving strangers, which was lucrative due to how wildly detailed her hallucinations were. A woman in her 20s asked Gentle about her dead cat. The cat's name was Cupcake. She had died 2 years ago due to some incident that the woman is very vague about. She grieved every day for her and wanted to find closure. Gentle was having a hard time paying attention to her words because a man wearing a familiar demon mask, this was referenced earlier in the book. There's some like context here that is kind of missing, but oh god, I lost my place. Because a man wearing a familiar demon mask was standing on the other side of the backyard window. He was holding a cat by the scruff of the neck and knocking on the glass. Thump, thump, thump. I don't know whether or not I should make like the sound effect of that or like say it, but I guess that's what I'm gonna do. He whispered something to Gentle from across the room. Now wide-eyed, she looked at the woman who gasped and asked, "Is she there? Can you see her?" Gentle regarded the woman for a moment, worry in her eyes. "I think so. Is your cat white? With a black spot around his eye?" "Yes. Oh my god, that's my sweet Cupcake." There's a man holding her. Okay, so this part I'm switching between dialogue. This is written like a script, so they have like a name, and then dialogue, and name, and then dialogue, so I'm sorry. I'll try to use context to figure out who's talking. Because I can't help. Where was I? There's a man holding her. And he's wearing a Halloween mask. It's really creepy. A what? He says to let my little pumpkin know I'm taking good care of her. Pumpkin? How did you know that? I've never told any... I need to go. I'm sorry about this. It's just a little too much for me. The woman was petrified, stammering her words as she glanced fearfully around the room, looking for the ghost of her father that she could not see. And this is Gentle's mother talking. "Are you sure? You've already paid for the whole session." Gentle's mother sat in an armchair in the dark corner of the room beside her daughter. Shadows covered the top half of her face. This is the woman speaking. Uh, thank you, but I really need to end this right now. The woman picked up her bag and exited the front door. The man in the devil mask disappeared into the dark trees after her. Gentle and her mother sat in silence for a long time. It was an uncomfortable kind of silence that made Gentle feel like she couldn't breathe. She felt the eyes of a predatory animal staring at her from the armchair that cradled her mother. Do you do this on purpose? Her mother said. Okay, I'm just going to try to add context. I'm sorry if this ad-libbing sucks. Do you do this on purpose? Her mother said. Gentle flinched at these words, as if being physically threatened, her hair standing on end. No, there was the window and... Her mother speaking. Why don't you make some other shit up that doesn't scare the clients? Gentle began to cry. You can't do this shit anymore, you got it? And quit crying before I hit you again. I should have... Realizing this now, I should have given, like, trigger warnings for this sort of thing. I'm sorry. There's no physical violence that happens in this story that I'm reading right now. Where was I? Gentle's face went suddenly from tears to a flat, emotionless expression, as if all of her feelings were shoved into a little box. Abusive ASMR bedtime stream. Yeah, that's what this is. She was a statue of composure. Her mother got up from the chair and slowly carried herself from the shadows, revealing the part of the face that had been obscured this whole time. It was cavernous, writhing, and filled with hundreds of tiny insects eating away at her face. Do you think I like to hit you? Her mother said. She coughed and spat a centipede on the ground as she said this. Gentle flinched and lifted her legs as the insect writhed underneath them. She was petrified, but kept her composure, almost impulsively. Go to your room. I can't even look at your face. I think this is a little funny when she says this, because it's like her face is so fucked up, and she's like, I can't even look at you. Anyway, without hesitation, Gentle leaped from the chair she sat in and swiftly but quietly crept up the stairs to her bedroom. She locked the door and shoved towels underneath the doorframe, a routine she was very familiar with. Spitting a centipede on the floor is so gross. I know, right? But anyway, what I'm trying to emphasize is this is the worst person ever. This is like the worst person ever. Because it's like a colony of wasps. Do I have the same mom? Gentle, hee hee clown trauma. I hope you don't have this, Mom. She's literally a monster. Like, both in the physical sense and you know, also in the emotionally abusive sense. This is not a mother, this is something pretending to be a mother. Oh, I like that a lot. Mm. Damn, those eyes are freaky. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. What's your stance on telepathy? Like what? Is it real? I don't think it's like real. I think human technology has the capability of making that a real thing, though. I think it's like possible. Because I mean, we already have like methods of reading brainwaves. I can imagine that, you know. Apparently mother rabbits are able to tell when their young are put down regardless of distance. How is that tested? I mean, that would be an interesting observation. What did they do? Like, just like kill a bunch of rabbits? Oh, why? I just like... The CIA were experimenting on this. Apparently, the CIA has tried to do a lot of things that weren't very scientific. They were doing a lot of weird experiments with LSD that ended up like being like really stupid. And they didn't take very good notes. I think they just wanted to do a bunch of LSD, frankly. There was this culture around the CIA with testing of LSD where they would just like sneak it into people's coffee and cigarettes just to try to catch people off guard to see what would happen. Imagine living in a work environment like that. Like, you are constantly under threat of, like, someone putting fucking LSD in your goddamn coffee. It wouldn't surprise me if living things had a way to connect with each other that was beyond just spoken language or body language. I remember a declassified file from the CIA were putting something in the tap water. I think they were like putting hallucinogenic drugs in the tap water. I'd have to look up the specifics of that, but that did happen. They were putting drugs in the tap water somewhere. The 60s were fucking nuts. I highly recommend looking up Last Podcast on the Left for this. They do a bunch of deep dives. I remember listening to this quite a while ago. Maybe not the specific things you're talking about, but like weird experimentation stuff that the CIA did with like telepathy and a bunch of other stuff. Basically, they were trying to figure out how to mind control people, because, you know, governments like that, I guess. We can't put drugs in tap water like we used to. Yeah, yeah, it's sad. Yeah, look up last podcast on the left. MK Ultra. I think that's what it was. Oh, this is more down here. I think our mother would be like a really weird smile on her face. Like kind of a real estate agent smile. Yeah. Do those eyes. I kind of just like the empty eye sockets. I gotta draw a bug crawling out of one of these. Oh geez, it's almost 1 a.m. I'm really sorry. I just kind of like talked about my ideas for 2 hours and then started painting for 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to get off in a minute. So I think I'm gonna have to finish this artwork tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. This stream has become a very good method of me just like relaxing after just like, you know, a long day. And today was a very long day. Take care, dude. Dude, is dude okay? Dude is okay. I'm not crazy about it. Dude is okay. I'm sorry that I am... I'm so used to calling, like, my other queer friends, like... You know what, never mind. I can't, I don't even think I can talk about, like, mean words on Twitch. Because we, like... we throw the F word at each other all the time, and I almost just, like, said it to myself out loud. And then I realized, oh, I'm on Twitch. I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, because it's a slur. And all my friends are queer, so, you know, we say it all the time. It's, you know, but this is like Twitch. I can't narrow down how I want this to look. I do like that wasp crawling out of the eye socket, though. Okay. Have a nice night. I hope you have a good day tomorrow / today. Yeah, me too. It's been rough. Oh, it's been a rough year. It's been a rough couple years. Yeah, I'll see you later. I just have a lot to talk with my therapist tomorrow. But that's okay. Yeah. Felt. That's a personal stuff. I'm really behind on a few commissions. There are a few commissions that I got last year, like sometime last year, that I have not finished yet. Mainly due because, like, a lot of personal reasons, a lot of medical stuff. I need to finish those. Okay, I need to go to bed. It's what I need to do right now. I will be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to play games first. Maybe I'll have some days that I'll do games and then some days I'll do drawing, because I come on here, I draw, then I get really into it for a while and I realize that, you know, I've already, like, gone to 1 a.m. I should save this. I haven't saved this. I've been working on this for like a whole hour, and it's not even saved. Okay. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow at the same time, 10 p.m. I might be a little late. I might be a bit early. It's kind of relative, but 10 p.m. is 10 p.m. on weekdays. I think is going to be the regular streaming time. I'll make updates in the Discord server if I'm a little late or early, or if it's canceled. Sometimes it is. This week has been pretty good about it, though. So, yeah, I'm trailing off. I think I'm procrastinating about going to bed. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you for coming to the stream. It means a lot. It's nice to have people to talk to that, you know, aren't voices in my head. Anyway, good night.